unless you decide to change the future. We made a decision that we were going to have, maybe about 2 months ago, that we were going to have this event. And from the moment the event was announced, there were some challenges that came against this event. Nothing big, just small challenges. And then, it's funny. God is really good. You guys know that, right? Man, he really is. Let me tell y'all what happened, okay? You ready? So, we decided we're going to do the Island experience. And I was a part of a business at the time when I made the decision I was going to do this event. As a matter of fact, I was planning to come to the UK. I was going to do events in the UK. I was going to do events in France. I was going to do events in Germany as well, for the business that I was a part of. But I made a decision that I was not going to do that business anymore. But I said, I'm still going to do an event in the UK, but we'll just do the Ivy League experience, what I've always done in the US. I'm thinking, cool, all right. And then I start to get word that people are told not to come to the event. Like people that I was close to. Don't go to that event because, David just left and he's going to try and recruit them. I'm just, listen, and I don't take offense to it. I'm going to tell you why I'm sharing this with you. Because see, God will always take care of his. And what I mean by that is the future will always happen.
Yes.
Always. So, I'm looking at the ticket sales. And I'm like, what's going on? This is the Ivy League experience. First time in the UK. And I think at one time, I think 30 tickets had been sold. I'm looking around like, wow. And then I was scrolling. Any of you ever scroll? Raise your hand if you ever scroll on Instagram. Scroll. You ain't doing that, you're just scrolling. And I see this young lady that I haven't talked to in years. When was the last time we talked? Years. At least 6 years. At least 6, 7 years. I mean, we haven't talked. We didn't have a conversation. At least 6, 7 years. And it just dawned on me. Wait a minute. And I looked at her page and I said, that's not the same lady that I met. She looks really powerful. And then I looked and looked and looked. Yeah. I said it would be a great idea if she spoke at the event. She wasn't. When I said and when I wrote that we would have this event, she was not part of the plan. See, that's your problem. You want to know the entire plan before you take action. She wasn't part of the plan. I called her. I think I messaged her on the direct message. Did you even have my cell? You didn't have my new cell. No. I said, let's talk. She did a call for her tribe. They're in here. I get on the call, and there's 260-some people, almost 300 people on the call. See, I wrote down that I would positively impact the lives of 1 billion people. So whatever impact that was created 11 years ago from a picture, from a moment, still carried weight 11 years later, where Laura said, "You want me to speak?" Absolutely. She didn't question it. She didn't say, "Let me think about it." She didn't say, "Let me pray on it." She said, "Matter of fact, I want to promote this to everybody that I know." If you came to this event because of Coach Laura, I want you to stand up. You came to this event, stand up. I talked to Bells. Now, Bells, we used to be in the same company together, right? And Bells, he went on to do some other things. Bells, did our relationship change, or did I say, "Hey man, no"? So how many people did you have come to the event? Like, a little rowdy bunch. Let me explain something to you. You don't have my blessing. God does. You understand that? Like, people don't have your blessing. God has your blessing. Now, He will use people to get the blessing to you. But it doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be me. He will always use people to do what He wants to do on the earth. You just have to be willing to say, "I'm that person that's going to make a difference in the lives of others." And I'm sharing this with you so you understand. What I'm teaching you, I go through it too. Does that make sense? And I have to maintain a positive outlook, regardless of what the situation is, regardless of what's said, regardless of what's done. What I write down, what I say, has to happen. It has no choice but to happen. That is what the future is. Gary told you. The future is the moment, the period of time, the time of the period of time following the moment of me speaking or what? Writing. And then do you know when, honestly, when the breakthrough happened to where, tickets started to get sold and all that good stuff? You know what I had to do? Anybody want to guess? I had to forgive. See, forgiveness releases the blessing. Now, let me explain something to you guys. The blessing for me is not money. Because I don't make money on these events. Actually, these events actually cost me money. I don't care. That's all. My blessing is not in ticket sales. My blessing is in impact. Les Brown told told me that years ago. He said, impact drives income. You're lacking money because you're so focused on the money. You're not focused on impact. You're not focused on making a difference in the lives of other people. And then there were more challenges. All right? We had merchandise shipped, and customs decided to hold it up. Matter of fact, they held up all the clothing. So all the merch clothing, it's still in customs right now. It said, you're not going to get it till Monday. Well, the event is Saturday. But we were able to get the bags. And we got it 20 minutes before the doors were supposed to open. And Kendra, bless her heart, was at the airport from 3 p.m. to 10 a.m. trying to get those bags cleared. Let's give Kendra a big round of applause. Volunteer back there. We can give her a round of applause. And I also want to say thank you to Montel and all the volunteers that are sitting back there. You guys can stand up, please. All the volunteers that helped, Nikki. We can do better than that. Let's give it a big round. Thank you, guys. Well, God is always, he's gonna do what he's gonna do, regardless of what takes place. I've been in this profession now for 18 years, and when I first started, it was about money. That's what it was about. Matter of fact, I had 5 specific reasons why I got involved in this industry. Number 1 was money. Number 2 was money. Number 3, 4, and 5 was money too. But as time has gone on, it's shifted from money to making a difference. I'm pretty sure that game is going to make a difference. If it's not going to make a difference in other people's lives, it's definitely made a difference in her life. That's for sure. And my prayer is that at some point you get to that place. That's my prayer, because see, God is always going to take care of you. He's always going to take care of you. You know, I made a decision that was really challenging. And it's nobody else's decision. I support whatever decision a person makes. I support it 1,000%, because I don't know what God has placed in your heart. I don't know what desire God has placed in your heart that requires you to make certain decisions. So who am I to judge you for that? But I made a decision to walk away from. And listen, I'm sharing this with you as a testimony, right? Y'all okay? Y'all okay with this? I made a decision to walk away from a 6-figure weekly income on autopilot. Okay, on autopilot. And just last week, just doing nothing, made multiple 6 figures, doing nothing. Yeah, amen. More than double what I let go already. With less work. Actually, with no work. That's what I tell you, your blessing doesn't come from people, it comes from God. But he will use people. Does that make sense? There's certain things that you've written down, and you moved into a place of doubting if it could possibly happen because you're looking at your current situation. You're looking at your current bank account. And your current situation, your current circumstances, they have caused your emotional strength to wane. If you can pull up on the screen, I want to show people the 7 pillars. The 7 pillars of Believe Nation. These are 7 areas of your life that you really want to really focus on in order to really grow as a total human being. These 7 pillars, number 1 starts with your spiritual awareness. Being spiritually aware means that you understand who you are. You understand who you are. Everybody say this with me. I am a spirit.
I am a spirit.
Say it like you're rich. I am a spirit.
I am a spirit.
I live in a body.
I live in a body.
And I possess a soul.
I possess a soul.
So there's 3 parts to you. See, I'm fully aware of who it is that I am. Who I am is what comes out of my mouth. Does that make sense? Who you are is what comes out of your mouth. Because your spirit man is what comes out of your mouth. You were made in his image, and his image is spirit. His image is word. See, my image and your image is not based on what you currently see in your current situation. It's based on what you speak. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth what? Speaks. Life and death is in the power of the mouth. So you have the ability to speak life, and you have the ability to speak death. You can speak life into a business, you can speak death into a business. Does that make sense? You can speak life into someone, you can speak death into someone. Does that make sense? It is your choice. And the choice, and it says, choose life. Choose to speak life. Choose to speak abundance. Choose to speak increase. Regardless of what you see. That's the key. Regardless of what? What you what? See. If you operate on a spiritual plane, you will dominate on a physical plane. Yeah, you got that? If you operate on a spiritual plane, you will dominate in the physical plane. Because dominion on this earth was not given to the physical body that you have. Dominion on this earth was given to the spirit of who you are. The spirit male, the spirit female. That's who has dominion. That's who has the power to command. That's who has the power to rule. And that power, spiritual awareness, is what's coming out of your what? Mouth. So when you become a part of Believe Nation, we're really going to get into that. We're going to get into the spiritual awareness of things so you can grow that part of you. So now you're not subject to what you see in the physical plane. Does that make sense? Then it moves right into emotional strength. And emotional strength has to do with the soul. Because see, the battle is for your soul. The battle is for your mind. The battle is for your will. Your will is, the expressing of future tense. So your soul is being tormented if you're expressing the wrong future. Does that make sense? And you express the wrong future because your spirit man has been fed the wrong words. It's been fed that the economy's bad. It's been fed that the gas prices are going up. Gas prices have been going up for hundreds of years. Guess what's going to happen 20 years from now? They're going to go up too. Why don't you go up versus worrying about the gas prices going up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does it matter? What do y'all call the hit? Petrol? Is it petrol? Right? What does it matter? What does it matter if the petrol is 2 pounds a liter, or 5 pounds a liter, or 10 pounds a liter? What does it matter? You still need it. What are you going to do? Walk? Uber? So instead of focusing on the negative, you focus on the positive. You focus on what you can do to grow your income. Does that make sense? So emotional strength, your emotional strength is your emotions have to do with your circumstances. It has to do with your mood, the mood that you're in. And then it also has to do with the relationships in your life. See, this is why, the people that you surround yourself with is so critical, because if your relationships are off, then your soul is off, and prosperity is in the soul.
Say that again. Say it again.
So you're suffering not because of what's happening in the physical. You're suffering because of what's happening in your emotions. power of forgiveness is so amazing because it frees your emotions. You understand what I'm saying, guys? And you get stronger. You get stronger in your emotions as you grow in your spiritual awareness. Does that make sense? That's how you become emotionally stronger when you grow. Put it up back there. When you grow strong in your spiritual awareness. See, now what happens now, this should be switched out. It should be relationships before leadership. So now your relationships are great. What I'm excited about this new phase in my life is that the relationships, the people that I'm in business with, the people that I'm in relationship with, it's good feelings. Let me tell you, one of the things that you've got to pay attention to is who's threatened by your anointing. Yeah. You can't be around people that are threatened by your anointing. Watch this. You can't be around people that are threatened by how other people feel about you. And those people, they don't have the ability to celebrate other people. Watch this. They only celebrate people they benefit from.
Yes.
I'm telling you what I know. All right? Because see, if you don't have great relationships, you can't be a great leader. That leads right into leadership. Had a chance to spend some time with John C. Maxwell in Guatemala, and I was moved to tears because I'm watching how this man is a leader. I'm watching how people serve, not serve him, serve others. I'm watching how he serves other people. I'm watching how he treats people. I'm like, man, this is amazing to see this firsthand. So, John, how do I become a better leader? He said, David, you gotta wake up every single day thinking about how you can add value to other people's lives. He said, you gotta look for ways to add value to other people's lives every day. This is how you become a great leader. If you add value to people's lives, they will follow you. Then he said, go ahead and add value. Don't just think about it. Don't just look for ways to add value to people, but go out and actually add value to people's lives. Right? Go to the next pillar. Right? And then obviously your health. You know, your health is very important. What are you intaking every single day? What are you eating every single day? What supplements are you taking? What is it that you're doing? Are you working out every single day? Now see, here's the thing. Your body is going to follow the mind. Are you with me? So you've got to start feeding your mind the body you want. You can't feed your mind the body you have. You got to feed the mind the body you what? Want. Then you start taking action to create the body that you're seeing in your mind. Not for you, but so that it can be a testament to someone else that may have been struggling with what you're struggling with right now. So they can look at you and say, man, if he can do it, then I can do it too. If she can do it, then I can do it too. That's the whole purpose of you winning in life. Is so you can serve as an inspiration to other people. Right? And then money. Right? Financial mastery. We're going to talk a lot about that today. Money. And then purpose and contribution. How much time? What time is it? You know, these watches don't work. You guys know that. Huh? 1:33? We got time. Huh? Yeah, they don't work. It's just for show. I'm serious. I'm telling you. I'm going to give you this formula. I'll give you this formula right here. How many of you know the formula? How many know the successful?
Yep.
Desire. You ready?
Yep.
Everybody say desire.
Desire.
Plus skill.
Plus skill.
Times faith. That equals success. Desire is having a strong feeling for something. And you can grow your desire utilizing your senses. Utilizing just not your physical senses, but also your spiritual senses. The sense of prayer, right? Sense of worship, right? The sense of faith, right? The sense of meditation, right? What we got? We got praise, we got worship, we got faith, we got meditation. What's the other one? You guys know? Prayer. Okay? So you have a desire. That's why we say, I'm so happy and grateful now. That's a prayer. Does that make sense? Watch this, guys. Whatever things you desire, when you pray. When you pray, you open your mouth. Believe that you receive it. That's a physical sense. Believing is seeing. So now I've got to have the pictures. Now I've got to have the images. I've got to use my physical eyes to see what it is that I desire. That's why we tell people get the pictures. That's why we tell people put up the signs. Then it says, believe that you receive it. Write this down. Receiving is a soulish transaction. It's not a physical transaction. It's a soulish transaction because receiving is the emotion of gratefulness. I call you and say, hey, listen, I'm sending you a check for $1 million. You received the check? No. But you said what? Thank you. And now you're in what? Anticipation of the check coming. How many of you are in anticipation of what's about to happen in your life? See, you've got to move from a place of doubt into a place of expectation. Whatever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive it, and everybody say and. Everybody say and. Everybody say and you shall have it. In the end period, that's when you celebrate. In the end period, that's when you have a sense of expectation. In the end period, that's when you forgive. In the end period, whatever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive it, and you shall have it. But then he says, when you stand praying, forgive. How many of you right now, there's some people in your life you need to forgive? Raise your hand. Some people in your life you need to forgive. You need to forgive them, not for you, not for them, but for you. Because some of them may not even know you've forgiven them. You may never have that conversation with them. Right? But it's for you. It's for you, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever things you desire. What is it that you desire? Everybody stand up. What is it that you desire right now? I want you, while you're standing on a blank sheet of paper, I want you to write it down real quickly. And I want you to write it down this way. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am, whatever it is that you desire. Do it quickly. Do it quickly. We got a few minutes here. We got to go. Write it down. Write it down. As a matter of fact, what I want everybody to do, so we can get everybody here quickly, I want everybody to come to the front. If you're in the bleachers, come down. If you're in the bleachers, come down. Everybody come to the front. Everybody come to the front. If you're in the bleachers, come down. Write down the goal. Once you've written it down, come down. Write down the goal. I'm so happy and grateful now. Say it with me. I'm so happy and grateful now.
I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm so happy and grateful now.
So you guys, really confident to use. So happy and grateful now.
I'm so happy and grateful now.
Did you write down what it is that you want, what it is that you desire?
Yes.
The only thing that's something